this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with my folio that we have been making with my Junk Journal Basics Kit 2. I did the launch in the last video, and yep, so far we have made the skeleton of the folio for us to actually come and kind of, you know, decorate and add to the skeleton. I just thought I would show you this quickly because I'm filming this on the same day that I did the last part, and whilst I was just kind of waiting because I'd just coffee dyed some of the thicker sheets just in case we had any flaps with those. So I didn't coffee dye the front of these, I just coffee dyed the back. But whilst I was waiting for those to dry, I just quickly did a collage masterboard because I just thought, oh, I'll just try one just using the kind of browns and golds and blues. And that's what my collage masterboard came out like. So just to kind of show you, obviously we are using kind of all of the colours in here and, you know, making it kind of using the pinks, the blues, the, you know, the blacks, everything in here. But if you wanted to kind of make something more just keeping like with the blues and the golds, you definitely could, you know, like I say, if you wanted to just do like blacks and browns and things, I'm sure that you could do that too. But I just thought, I just thought I would share with you my collage masterboard. So yeah, I'll just put that to one side. Right, okay, so last video we obviously did as much as the, you know, the bare bones of the actual folio itself. We've still got quite a few things that we need to cover and you know, cover up and things. So we've got here obviously this entire surface needs covering up, as do obviously all of these envelopes and things, but it's looking pretty good, isn't it, so far? So I'm really loving how it looks and you know, the general kind of appearance so far. So I'm going to just quickly cover this because obviously, you know, this is the part that we haven't covered yet. So I'm just going to take, again, we've been using really the, you know, the decorative kind of papers so far. So I will just pull in another sort of decorative one. Oh, I'm tempted to, oh, perhaps I'd best, what have we used? Honestly, I mean, it's hard to believe this is the same day because already I'm like, oh, what did we use? What didn't we use? Oh, don't want to use that. Hang on. Oh, back to this whole trying to hoard all the papers now. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Ridiculous behaviour from me. So I've got this one or this one. I'll just pull in like a selection of papers that, you know, we might or might not use. Yeah, probably those. All right, let's have a look. We could use this. Obviously, you know, if you watch the last video, we talked about the fact that obviously these envelopes, they're not really A5, they're taller than that. So we're having to turn the paper around portrait rather than landscape because otherwise it's not covering the entire envelope. So we could use this. We could use this one, which, I mean, this is quite a good one because from the point of view, we've used this a lot in here already, this sort of plainer side. Or we could use this, which this would be quite nice because obviously it's tying in, you know, this pink into the rest. So what do we think? What do we think? Quite like this, to be honest. I think maybe this is quite nice. It's really hard, isn't it, to decide. Or this. Or actually, I'm just thinking, unless we did it like this, because we're probably going to have a pocket on this side, and where I've got this, it will probably be covered with a pocket, to be honest. Yeah, I might prefer to do that. So I know this sounds a little bit strange, but I'm going to use this side, this, you know, the side that's got the frame and what have you on there. So we just take that and again fold that down. Okay, like that. Okie dokie, and then we'll just go, yeah, using this side, and then like I say, this will probably be covered up anyway with the, you know, with the pocket that we put on there. So okay. that. Okie dokie. So yeah, that's going to go on there. I might just have to quickly cut that down slight smidgen because it's a little bit too wide for the envelope. Oops, hold on 2 seconds, sorry, hold on. Oh, so sorry about that. So, right, let's quickly glue this down. It's just my mum and dad. Yeah, I kind of go and meet them for coffee, like a couple of lunchtimes each week. So maybe phone in to see if I wanted to go and meet them for a coffee today. So, okay. Oh, I'm having such a lot of fun. I haven't been able to meet them all week, and they probably feel like I'm avoiding them. So I said yes, that I would go and meet them for a coffee. I feel really bad saying this, but I didn't really want to go because I'm actually having such a lovely time here playing with this folio that I was like, I don't really want to go. But I felt that I must, because otherwise they'll think that, you know, I've or they've upset me, you know, if I don't go and meet them. So yeah, it's just been one of those weeks. I've had stuff all week and not been able to meet them. So each time that they've phoned, you know, I've had to say, and of course, because I haven't met them, they've phoned almost every day. And I'm filming this on the Friday. And so this was obviously well, they phoned me every day except for one. So yeah, this was like the 4th day they'd phoned me. So I thought, well, I'd best go and meet them. But yeah, if I'm truthful, I'm having a lot of fun here doing this. Didn't really want to, but anyway, must not be mean. Must not put crafting over actually interacting with live people. You know, that's just not good, is it? Right, so we've covered this. And as I say, I will probably put a pocket down here. I'm just going to pull in another one of those tall envelopes, which have now moved off the desk. So, of course, now I can't find any. No, no, can't find any now. That's annoying. Oh, perhaps I'd used all the ones that I brought along. Anyway, so I will probably put another tall envelope here. I'll probably have to dig and get one in a minute. So that's that. Now let's move these over. So I'm going to obviously cover the, you know, these sides of the envelopes. So maybe we could use some of these pages. Now I'm thinking, because what I will do is I will probably put pockets on top of these envelopes. And then what I'm going to do this side, where they're open, we could either have them as, you know, envelopes there, or we could make those Crafty Cat envelopes. So I'm thinking make the Crafty Cat definitely from this one, because this is quite tight to get into here. You know, this one, not too bad. It's, you know, it's quite easily accessible. This one's quite tight. So I'm thinking make one of those there. So again, it's sometimes worth just checking what you think you're going to be doing kind of further in. So if I just have a look and see what bits am I likely to use as my pocket pieces, then that might just help with, you know, planning what I'm going to be putting into the onto the pockets, if you see, onto the envelopes, if you see what I mean. So for example, if I were to use something like this, on the front of that envelope, it's just going to help kind of define what type of patterned paper I might like to have covering the envelope. So oops, again, not made a very straight job of that. Oh my goodness, what's going on with my awful cutting? Terrible cutting. Right, so, oh my goodness, I mean, doesn't that look gorgeous even now without even having any paper on here? So we could either have it like that, or now thinking maybe it might look better with a plainer sheet. Just double check. There's obviously lots of different sheets that we could use. I mean, that's quite nice, to be honest. Yeah, quite like that. Yeah. So just check what it would look like. Oh my goodness, what's going on? My wonky. That's quite nice. So I'm just going to take this, and again, I quite like it when you have like a little edge around the, oh please excuse the back of this, that's where I was obviously printing, you know, when I was trying to get the kit right. Okay. So we'll just tear this down. Love these you know, sort of collage type pages, because you've got loads of bits that you can cut out individually and use on things, and I have used them, you know, on a lot of different things, I have to say. So yeah, they're great fun. Right, do we want it that way or do we want it higher? No, definitely lower. Right, so let's move that out of the way, put this here. Oh, I'm so sorry if you can hear all that like Laurie type noise outside. Got the window open because it's been quite hot. I have to say, it's now the sun's gone in and it's getting a bit chilly, but yeah, it had been quite hot this week. So, but yes, it is now turning quite chilly, so I might have to close the window anyway. Okay, just take that down slightly further because it was a bit wide. There we go. Yeah, so that can go on there and that can go on there as a little pocket, I think. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And then probably behind there we could have, or unless we go back in with more. Oh, now I'm thinking maybe we wanted this. To be honest, it's quite hard to pick from the papers because they're all really pretty. So, oh, now I'm thinking maybe I would prefer that there. Oh, let me just take this one. And yeah, isn't it awful when you can't pick? I'm always a sucker for that. You know, when you buy the 12x12 paper pads and they've got the double-sided papers, which the irony is, when I find those, I think, oh, brilliant, it's double-sided. When I come to use them, that's not great at all, because of course, you know, I'm never sure which side to use because I always love both sides. So then I'm like, oh, I wish it wasn't double-sided, because now I'm like completely stumped as to which side I want to use. So yeah, it can be a bit of a nightmare, can't it? Okay. Right, I'm now thinking maybe we prefer it like that. Oh, I don't know, to be honest. They're all very lovely, aren't they? Oh, that's the only size of that envelope I've got. For some reason, I thought I had another one here, and I thought, oh, that's okay. I haven't wasted this. I can put it on this side. But no, I haven't got another envelope this side. That's the, oh, that side. Haven't got another envelope that size, this size, that side. Wow, I don't know why that took me so long to spit that out, but wow, how boring. How boring that must have been to listen to. Right, let's go. Going to try and take this down and try and kind of, although to be honest, why am I trying to keep this? Because that will probably just get covered up. You know, I'm probably going to put a pocket on here and it will get covered up anyway. Or perhaps I'll try and make a flippy pad from that. This is the problem. I'm now trying to obviously, you know, have everything seen. Everything that I've got on here, let's try and have it seen. Which, of course, you know, you can't do that, can you? So I'm thinking that one, and then I'm just going to cut down a couple of these. And see whether we might like to have these as pockets on the other envelope. And don't forget, you know, we're going to be adding some lace and things on here as well. So this is just our initial putting things around. And then obviously Yeah, I'll probably put lace on towards the end, but I might vary. I might put some on in a minute. I don't know. So if this might be too big, so I might have to cut the edges off of there. Oh, let me just check now. I've cut this out. Let me just check that I may. Oh, now I like that one. Oh my goodness, this is not going to be a very easy pick, is it? Because of course I like everything. Well, maybe I should have it that way round. Yeah, maybe I'll do it like that. Let me try this on here. Oh, I might like that. Let's just double check. Oh, I don't know now. That one or that one? It's a bit disconcerting because we've got this here. Don't forget that's going to be covered up. So if we just like, you know, let's just pretend, you know, for example, this is on here. Well, it's probably not going to be that. It's going to be something more neutral. So let's say this. It's going to be here. So would we want that or would we want that? Might have to put this one down because, to be honest, maybe that's going to actually have quite a big impact after all. So I'm just going to get one of those envelopes. Hold on, sorry about that. Okay, now got one of these again. So let's just, exactly as we did on the other section, we're just going to seal this envelope up. Okay, that one. Take the flap down. Okay. Like that. Right. So if that goes onto there, that on there. Okay, so what do we want to cover that with? Would cover it with this, but this is printed on the thicker paper, so obviously that's, you know, that's not going to be brilliant. So I just need to find something else that's printed on the thinner paper. What did I do with that pink? The pink sheet. That we didn't end up using just now. That might be quite nice. Here we go. Oh no. There we go. So maybe this. Yeah. Okay, right. So again, go around this. Now it's annoying because I should have coffee dyed this envelope at the same time that I coffee dyed those other ones. So I might have to be really lazy now and kind of cut corners. I might have to just ink this one up, which is annoying because, you know, I did obviously coffee dye the others, but oh, that's annoying as well because look, I've just torn a chunk in the corner of that envelope. But again, you know, it doesn't matter really. You know, those things, they all kind of like add to it, don't they? All add to the uniqueness and the, you know, the vintagey kind of look. Like that. Right. I will probably have lace down the edge of here anyway, so I don't think it really matters, to be honest. Oh, I will just quickly ink this though before I glue that on. So okay. So I hope everybody is having a good day. I hope you are doing some crafting, having a nice time. As I said in the previous video, you know, is this spurring you on to do a folio? Are you, you know, you're feeling like tackling one? Have you done one before? Maybe you do them all the time. You know, if you haven't done one for a while and this is, you know, this is spurring you on, then that's awesome. You know, I feel really, really excited. Oh, look, that's too tall for there anyway, so I'm going to cut some of this down. So that torn corner is going to be even less visible. Yeah, that would be really awesome if I'm kind of like, you know, refreshing your memory and you're kind of like now thinking, oh, haven't done one of those for a while, must do one. I'd feel very excited if that was the case. Okay. If you are, dear one, how's it all going? You might have finished yours already, because obviously, you know, mine is not going up like, you know, day after or hour after hour, if you see what I mean. So you may have actually just got on with yours and finished it already. So yeah, share that as well if you've finished it already, and maybe, you know, put some pictures up in the Facebook group, because I'm sure that everyone would love to see, you know, anything that you've made. Okay, right, there we go. So got there eventually. I just felt like this was sort of important to cover this up, because it was just throwing me off here, not knowing what was going to go onto the other side, because obviously depending on what was going to be this side would just depend on possibly, you know, what I wanted to have this side, if you see what I mean. So I think I'm going to have it this way around, and I'll probably have some lace across here anyway. Right, so do we like that appearance, or do we like that appearance, or do we like that appearance? I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Oh, this is really tough. I just don't know now. I'm going to just keep it like that for a minute, and then let's just kind of pretend that we have this here. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. Now here, I will probably put a pocket, maybe even a little flap or something on here as well. So let's just have a quick look and see. Maybe with our thick papers. So, you know, possibly the ones that I coffee dyed earlier. Just see whether we want to have like a pocket on here. Ooh, or maybe some of just this or something. It's only a handful of these that I'd printed on this thicker paper, so I haven't got like a huge choice to pick from. Yeah, maybe something like that might be nice. Yeah, then I probably won't have lace here. You know, I said, oh, I'll probably have lace down that side. I might not then, in which case I might just have some lace at the top. And again, if you watched my previous video, I came across some pale blue lace that I thought would be perfect. That's now got lost in amongst the kit that's kind of like sprawled all over my big pile of stuff on my desk. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? Well, we could even have like a second pocket here, just going across that envelope. Oh, I'm quite liking that actually. Right, so yeah, bit of a U-turn here. Thinking, take this down like that. Okay. Right, I'm going to just pop this here like that. I'll just fold this down. Okay. Like that. Oh my goodness, I love how that looks. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, really like that. So yeah, then we're going to have this here like that. Oh, love how that looks. Right, so let's put this down. So I'm just going to quickly ink the edges of this. I know I haven't really been inking so far, and I will probably just ink the whole thing on, you know, en masse, kind of at the end or towards the end. but I'm just going to ink this just before popping it down onto that envelope. So I'm going to glue the envelope down first, actually. Like that. Okay. So just pop that down here. Oops, again, I did that thing where I've obviously forgotten that the envelope is not full page height, and I went straight down to the bottom to, you know, to put it flush with the bottom line, which of course not great. Okay. So I've moved it over slightly, if you can see that, from the edge. And the only reason I've done that really is because then when I glue this down, I can make it slightly bigger, if you see what I mean, because I can put that on the edge rather than on the envelope, where then it's very shallow pocket. If I move it slightly, I can put it, you know, straight on that edge, and it makes it slightly bigger. So let's just pop this down. Okay. Right. Like that. Oh, that looks so gorgeous, doesn't it? I love, love, love how that looks so far. Right. Press that down. Squish it down there. Might have to put a couple of clips or something here just to hold that while it's gluing. I don't know if I've got any. Okay. I've just got this big bulldog clip. I'm just going to kind of put this down here. Yeah, maybe like that. I've just got a peg. Just put the peg on. And oh my goodness, just knocking everything down. Hang on. Oops. Just got one more. Just holding it for a few seconds so it glues down, you know, to make sure it glues down properly. Right, okay, so moving over. Got this and this. Yeah, I mean, I love how that looks. It's very, very pretty, isn't it? So again, I'm just going to ink around here. I mean, like I said, I'm going to ink around the whole thing probably, but the reason I'm inking around like one or two bits, like this one, is just to make it stand out a bit more from the, you know, from the background paper. So, and obviously it would be hard to get to that individually once I've glued it all down. So that's just giving it a little bit more, you know, definition as it's being stuck down. So yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, right, let's go for this. No more dilly-dallying about which papers to use. I'm going to be brave and I'm just going to make a decision. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right, let's glue this. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? I love how that looks. It's really weird, isn't it? Because all these papers shouldn't really go together, should they? But strangely, they do. It's really strange. Right, okay, let's just move my bulldog clip to the other end. Move my peg. Okay, hopefully that's all nicely gluing down. Yeah, strange, because, you know, by rights these papers shouldn't really kind of all go together, but they weirdly do, don't they? They just really complement each other really nicely. So yeah. Right, this one, thinking put here. Just going to double check that, you know, there's nothing else I would prefer to have, because I mean, obviously we've got a lot of different things to choose from. Don't need to kind of pick the first thing I see. Oops. Okay. Oh, and we've got labels and things. Oh, you see, I've forgotten all of these things that are here. I mean, you know, given the fact that I'm filming this on the same day, I don't know quite how I'd forgotten them already because I only did the flip through this morning, but that's just how it is sometimes. Now I'm just going to see what this is like width-wise, because obviously we know that this was a bit wide for that envelope. So I'm kind of thinking we might even be able to have something like this picture or this one. So let's try this one. You know, I love that we've got such an abundance of things to use and also such an abundance of sizes. You know, because you can definitely kind of mix and match. And like I said before, achieve a lot of different looks. I mean, wasn't it quite surprising, the difference between, you know, the one that we've just glued down and this one, for example, on the front of this envelope? You know, they really did look quite different, didn't they? So, you know, oh, might have to have that one because that one's just a perfect size for that, isn't it? Just going to try this just in case, but... Okay, oops. I don't know what's happened to the sun. It's completely disappeared. And it was just shaping up to be such a lovely day. And yeah, I was convinced it was going to be a lovely day. Now, not so much. Right, so let's just check here. So we've got that there. Maybe with that one. Yeah. Oh, or she's quite lovely there. You see now, every time I put anything down, I'm like, oh, maybe that one looks better. That's why it's really hard to decide. So I'm gonna just, you know, hold fire. So as I've got my options still open to me. Hang on. Right. So yeah, we might have that one. Let's just quickly ink this. Again, just because, you know, it would be hard to get around the edges of this once it's actually glued on. So, right, ink that. Now, I will obviously cover this envelope, although, to be honest, I don't mind having the odd bit of craft colour showing. And in some ways, you know, maybe that's better to have a little bit of craft colour. Let me just hang on and just try a bit of decorative paper in there. Oh no, the decorative paper does look better, doesn't it? Yeah. At first I thought, well, it might be quite nice to actually just have a little bit of plain, you know, on there, but actually it probably does look better being covered. So now, which end do we want? Again, kind of like, you know, I know it sounds insignificant, like it doesn't matter, but actually it does all matter, doesn't it? It kind of does have a bearing. You know, how you're going to be putting things on. So I'll just take this. Keeping all my scraps just in case I want them. Right, let's just take this one. Just that slither. Always a bit difficult to tear a slither, I find. You're okay once you get going, but it's that initial dipping into the slither, isn't it? That's always a little bit tricky. Right, that out. Okay, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Shall I just put that down now? Tough decision. Now this one I'm going to do like a crafty cat envelope, so that means I'm going to be cutting this open. So, you know, this paper, it might be, you know, it might be sliced off in the end down the side, but I don't think that really matters. So let's just glue this down. Oops, okay. Right, just going to put this here to catch any glue seeping out. So yeah, I won't really probably be able to use that piece of paper afterwards, but at least it saves it going on to the, you know, the other bits of paper beneath. So let's just spread that glue. And down here. Okay. Like that. Okay, looking good. Oops. Like that. This will be on here, and then on this side, so what we want to do, in case, you know, it was a long time when I saw Crafty Cat do that envelope, and it was a long time when I did it. So if you haven't seen them and you don't know what I'm talking about when I keep saying the Crafty Cat envelopes, what I'm talking about is that we cover the entire envelope with some thick card, and then we slice it open. So I'm going to use this, because now I'm hoarding my coffee dyed card. I mean, oh my goodness, could it get any more ridiculous? Probably not. So this I want to make, really, in an ideal world, the entire size of that envelope, because we're going to then just slice the envelope open. And you will see what I mean in a second. So, okay. So this is going to go here. Right, let's take that there. Probably easier to do it with the envelope closed, I think, actually. So, yeah. Okay, like that. I'm just going to cut this one down. Don't forget, you know, like I say, this is much thicker card / paper. So this then covers the entire envelope, and then what I'll do is I will cut the edge of the envelope off, and that becomes like that side of the envelope, if you see what I mean. So all I'm going to do is glue it completely onto here. Now, I don't want to glue this closed, or, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much on this one because this is a very low down flap, but you'll see what I'm saying in a moment. So I'm just going to take this and glue it onto that envelope. So I'm just going to put the glue on here, really. That way I know that I'm gluing it down exactly where it needs to be. Plenty of glue in the middle, obviously, like that. And this goes on there, like that. Right, now I'm going to just use this again for just mopping out the excess. Oops, doesn't want to sit very still. Okay, right, so mop out the excess glue. Just bring this down here. Mop out the excess here. Woo. Lots of glue came off there. Okay, take it down. Right, and then just here along this side, again, taking it out to the edge. Right, now I've got glue here. Oh my goodness, it's turning into a messy project. Right. Okay, so that's glued onto the side of that, or yeah, that side of the envelope. So then what I want to do is just cut straight along here the entire edge of the envelope. That then becomes a ginormous, great big pocket. So instead of it being, you know, looking like an envelope, it's now looking just like a sort of, you know, side loading pockets. So I'm going to mop up the glue that's still spreading out here a little bit. And then, of course, we can decorate that side as well. So I'm just going to pop that like that. So I'm going to go and meet my mum and dad for a coffee now. And hopefully I will be able to come back and finish off today. Well, not finish off today, but, you know, carry on with this video. If not, I will see you guys tomorrow. But for you guys, obviously, it will all be in the same video. So I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. Now, I've also dug out this lace. So this was the lace that I spotted earlier, which I thought went really nicely. But actually, I think maybe this lace goes even nicer. What do you guys think? Really pretty, isn't it? So I'm just going to keep these laces handy. Well, I say that. I mean, let's be honest, I've lost everything that I've put on my desk so far today. Right, okay, so we just need to kind of obviously finish these off. Also need to, collage this envelope. So we will just collage this up. So again, actually I've got some scraps that, you know, we've already kind of obviously used, or partially used. So I'll use obviously some of these to cover the envelope. When I cover an envelope, I generally find the easiest way is to basically collage it in the kind of shapes that it is, if that makes sense. So, you know, tear it out. I mean, obviously this is bigger than the flap, but I mean, it's not hugely bigger. So I think that's fine. But generally kind of follow the, you know, follow the shape of the envelope round, and that seems to be the easiest way, I think, to collage one up. So I'm going to just take this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm getting into this piece that I've been obviously hoarding and hanging on to. What on earth? So we could have it like that. That's quite pretty, isn't it? And then obviously, you know, maybe or maybe not have a piece here. I don't know. Might not be necessary. So sorry if you can hear Bo. Oops, hold on 2 seconds. Oh, sorry about that. Right, okay, so we were going to collage the envelope, weren't we? So we're just going to put this one down here and then this one on top. Don't know why I had all those other bits laying around on the desk. Oh, so I just went and I went into the supermarket when I went to meet my mum and dad. Well, the cafe's like attached, you know, to the supermarket. So I've been having these vegan steaks lately. So plant-based steaks, they're called. I'm just dabbing the glue off just so I've got less to mop up. So plant-based steaks, they're called. And they are so yummy. So I've been having them for dinner every day. I mean, I'm so boring, you know, like I can't be bothered to think about dinner. I can't be bothered to cook dinner. I can't be bothered with any of it. So I'm just having like, you know, the quickest, easiest thing really. So anyway, they're on 3 for 2 at the moment. So obviously I got 3 packets and you get 2 per packet. So in those packets, you know, out of those 3 for 2, I've got six steaks. Well, nobody else in the house is, you know, vegan. Not that I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian. But, you know, nobody else is vegetarian either. So, yeah, they're, you know, predominantly, it's just going to be me eating them. And they're really yummy. I'm actually kind of like, can't wait for dinner now. So I sometimes have them, or I have had them, perhaps I should say, as like a normal steak, you know, like where you cook them, they're, you know, they're probably that big. Cook them, and then I've had them with like, you know, peppercorn sauce, like how you would have like, you know, a proper beef steak. They're very nice. And then lately I've been having them with a bit of salad where the weather's been warmer, and I've cut them up into like chunks. So instead of being like a proper steak, you know, I've cut them up into chunks, and then I've had them with, I'm just going to quickly put something under here to catch the, just get some book page, catch the glue when I'm spreading it. I have been having them, I've done like a piri marinade with them a couple of times, and then if I can't be bothered to make that, I mean, it only takes 2 minutes to be honest to mix it up, but sometimes I'm so lazy I can't even be bothered to make that. Then I just chuck some Cajun seasoning on them and then just, you know, fry them in the frying pan. Oh my goodness, they are such a yummy meal, like so quick and easy. And then I just chuck them on like some lettuce, you know, one of those bags of lettuce, bit of cucumber, and then those steaks. And you can also buy this kind of like jar of caramelized onions, which just makes them absolutely scrumptious. So yeah, I can't wait to have them for dinner tonight. Right, so that's that one. Then we've obviously got this one, which we did just now before I went out. So that I'm going to probably just put maybe a little pocket or something on there. So again, let's just bring in my selection of bits and bobs. I might have a label, possibly, that might be just about big enough. Oh no, a bit small, aren't they? I thought, oh, I might have a label that's big enough, but no. We'll take one of these. Pop one of these down. Honestly, I kind of couldn't wait to get home and carry on with my folio, so probably wasn't the most sociable. And then I thought, well, I'd just quickly nip and get those steaks because I'd run out. Yesterday I had like the last ones. Oh my goodness, isn't this lovely? So can you see, it's not quite fitting on here. It's slightly smaller than the actual, you know, area. But doesn't that look gorgeous on there? So again, just ink that up a bit. I know I keep saying this, but yeah, we'll be inking probably the whole thing. But some of these pieces, I just think I'll ink them up first because they're going to be easier to get to. So like that, and we'll just ink around. Oops, let me just wipe that glue off the nozzle so it's a bit cleaner to use. Okay. Like that. Yeah, and Natalie also came along, so I saw her as well. So yeah, that was all nice. So it was my mum and dad and Natalie and me who had a coffee. I mean, I say had a coffee, I never have a coffee, I have a hot chocolate. But yeah, so that was fun. Right, there we go. So doesn't that look so gorgeous? Now here, obviously I've got this, which is this large pocket here. So what I'm thinking is I would quite like to have a little flap folding out from there. So I want a pocket on there and I want to have a flap. So let's just have a look and see what we might do. What is quite fun to do is kind of make like a policy flap on here. So let me pull in my coffee dyed pieces, you know, the patterned papers that are coffee dyed. So where are they? Yeah, I did pile them up separately because I just thought, oh, I'm sick of everything getting all piled up. So I moved them so that they were separate. Okay, so I'm thinking what we could do is oh, I don't know now. Yeah, this is annoying because we're going to have it again this way up if we want to do that. Oh, do you know, perhaps I should just go with the foldy flap, I think. Yeah, because the paper is, you know, this envelope is too big really to be able to use it, I think, in the way that I had hoped. So let's just take one of our coffee dyed pieces. So from those, I've got these 4. I think I did do another one actually. I can't see it anywhere. I can't see it. Right, so I've got these 4 to choose from. So which one do we think would look good? I mean, I rather like that, to be honest. The only thing is that's mimicking here, which, you know, it might be a bit samey. We've got this. So we could have either the sheet music or we could have here. And then I've got this one. Now, I'm also going to put something on here yet. So, you know, don't forget there will be kind of either a pocket or something like that on there. Or, you know, could even do like a belly band or something in the middle of it. I think probably we'll do a pocket, but not quite decided yet. Yeah, that's a bit of a shame that that's too wide really to have like that. So what do we want to do? Going to just cut this down first of all. Okay. So we could have it with this. That's rather nice. Just see what else. We could have it with this. That's, oh, that's very nice. Have it with that. Okay, so at the moment I'm thinking probably this one actually is very nice. So going to just chop it down here. I was hoping that my ink was going to have arrived by now, and then I would have more options because I would just be able to print more paper obviously if I wanted it. But yeah, sadly it's not arrived, so I'm now kind of at a stage where I'm, you know, like sort of holding on to things rather than use things and wish that I still had them left. So, all right. Okay. So we can have that on there. I love how that looks. And to be honest, what we could do then is obviously decorate that up. We've got an abundance of lovely yummy things that we could put on here and, you know, put some more decoration on there. Now, I'm still wondering what to put on here. So let's just see if any of these things would fit. So we've got this lovely image here. Okay. Like that. Okey-doke. Oh my goodness, how lovely is that? So we could have that on there as a little pocket, to be honest, or we could even have it in the middle, to be fair. That also looks very nice, doesn't it? Do we like it down the bottom as a pocket, or do we prefer it kind of up here? Could still have it as a pocket, but we could have it either as a side pocket. I quite like that, to be honest. Yeah, what are we going to put on this one? Let's just have a look and see. And I also haven't used any of these lovely roses yet, so of course we will be using probably some of those. I've got the tickets, they're also going to be fun to use. I've got the butterflies, got the words, and I've got tags. Now, I wonder whether we might like to have just maybe even a tag on here. Let's just try this tag for a minute. I'll just take this down. Okay. Okey-dokey, and okay. So we could have a tag on there. You could always cut the tag down so it's just a rectangular piece. So if you didn't want to have, you know, it tag shaped, you could cut the tag down. I'm not going to have that actually, because in hindsight that covers up all of that text. If it was kind of this way round, I'd probably prefer it. Or if it was still going to show some of the text, I'd sort of prefer it then. But sadly, it's just going to cover it all up. So let me just see whether I can fit it in here. Oh, it's too wide for that. But actually, I might have it tucked in here. So if I just cut this down slightly, and I'm just going to miter these corners in a bit like that. Okay, so we could have it tucked into that envelope like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, and that gives you another little writing space. So again, more interest, you know, more details, which I just absolutely love. In fact, I love that there. So I'm going to just, yeah, I'm just going to glue that one in. Right, so I'm thinking I might have to wait for my print cartridges to arrive, print off some more, because, yeah, I could do with printing off some of the other pages again, but on the thicker paper, so that I can use maybe something else for this side. Because obviously I'd only printed a handful of different things on the, you know, the thicker paper, and they're not necessarily the things that I wanted to have on the thicker paper. So rather than kind of make the wrong decision, I might be best off waiting. So yeah, I think I might just wait for my paper to arrive. I'm just going to double check on the pieces that I did have. So let me bring them back in. Oh, I've got these as well. I mean, I do quite like this. Just going to check that we wouldn't prefer to have more like pockets, you know, this way round. And then what we could do is, I guess, layer them up with a label. Where the labels have gone. Honestly, I keep tidying these bits up, and then, you know, the second I touch them again, they're just kind of everywhere. It's one of those kind of things, unfortunately. Right. So we could have this on. It's quite nice. And these have got this fabulous background, so you can then have a border around them or not, depending on, you know, do you want a border or not. But it just makes a bit more of them. And again, you know, these are going to be very useful in a whole bunch of other journals. You know, you'd be able to make lovely clusters out of these, and, you know, all sorts of really nice things. So, you know, they're not only going to be good in this journal, they're going to be good in a lot of different journals and projects. Right, I'm just cutting out a couple so that I can play around and see, you know, because obviously quite a few of them that look like they could be suitable. So I don't want to kind of make the wrong choice and wish that I'd picked a different one. So let's do this one down here. Okay. And then probably what we'll do, because I've probably now, you know, almost running out of time. So probably what we'll do now is I will go away and obviously, you know, complete the rest of the decorating and, you know, adding flats and things after my print cartridge has arrived. And then we'll come back and we'll do the finishing touches, decorating it up with, you know, lace and bling and, you know, maybe some of the butterflies and maybe some of the flowers and things like that. And then, you know, get the whole thing finished and completed. So yeah, I mean, all these look quite cute everywhere we put them, don't they? So yeah, I don't know whether I'm going to have this as maybe a pocket here, or, you know, possibly have this as a little fold out piece. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I think I probably should wait and be able to print off some of the papers again, because I might prefer to have something else as my fold out flap. Yeah, so we should wait. We will come back and we'll do the finishing touches, decorating using obviously some of the gorgeous roses and some of the gorgeous butterflies and things like that, because, you know, it's going to look really, really pretty. We've got obviously the butterflies, we've got obviously the words, which we haven't used any of, and then obviously we've still got to stuff it. I don't know whether I will do all of those things on film, because, you know, like I said, not everybody likes to see everything. But definitely we'll come back and do a little bit of the decorating, and of course using the very pretty lace. I've also got some of this beautiful sari silk, just in this kind of ivory colour. Oops, sorry, something stuck on me when I was trying to put it in the bin. Yeah, so we will come back and we'll decorate using some of the pretty sari silk, some of the beautiful lace. You know, I'm just kind of like placing this here just to kind of illustrate the types of things that we're going to be getting on with, you know. And then, like I said, pop a few roses and things in a couple of places, and obviously some of the butterflies and things like that as well. And yeah, I really hope that you love it. I hope you feel inspired to make something similar, maybe, you know, either with the kit or using your own things that you've got, your own supplies that you've already got. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you're enjoying, you know, the process. And yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.